Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sack & Co. I'm your host, Melissa Paul. We are live outside here on the patio, enjoying the wonderful weather today, but we all know the heat of summer is right around the corner, and the good news with that is that all that sunshine means power. It means energy-efficient, green power, all in the way of solar. And here to explain more, we have the CEO of SunPower by Hooked on Solar, Ed Freilich. Ed, always great to see you. And tell us more about your company.
Well, our company's family owned. We're right here in Sacramento. But most importantly, we want to give value to our customers. And we think that value comes from several things. One is expertise in knowing how to install and knowing all about solar. Second is obviously about the product, making the best product in the world. And that's what we don't make them, but we put them on people's homes. And then third, of course, is great customer service.
And you brought an example of some of your products here today. So let's go ahead and talk about what we see right here.
Okay, well, this is a panel. Of course, it's smaller than what would be on your roof, but this is exactly what a SunPower panel looks like. It's composed of cells and glass and aluminum, that sort of thing, but the most important thing on solar is the cell itself, how it gathers the sunlight, how it degrades or doesn't degrade, and how it operates year after year after year.
Okay, so then can you show me the difference between a SunPower solar cell versus something you may typically get somewhere else?
Sure. The cells over here, which are the conventional, and that's virtually every panel in the world with the exception of SunPower. Okay. The biggest difference is that the best thing in the world for a solar system is sunlight. The worst thing is sunlight.
Yes.
Because you need the sunlight to gather to get electricity, but you also sunlight, like I'm old now and I'm getting wrinkly and I'm getting freckled and stuff because of the sun. Yeah. Well, the same thing happens to your lawn furniture or anything else. You put it outside, it starts to deteriorate. It's no different with a solar cell. So this one, for example, has all the pickup on the front. That means it is exposed to sunlight, so it starts to degrade very rapidly. Okay. Whereas a solar cell that we have, which is SunPower, has nothing on the front. All the pickup is on the very back, all copper, so it never sees the sunlight. So it's like sitting in the shade for 25 years.
Oh, wow.
So it doesn't degrade. These will degrade less than 1% per year. That means in 10 years, 1%. These will drop 3% in the first 60 days. Whoa. Then 1 to 1.5% there year after. So in year 10, they're 15 to 18%. Well, that means you've lost that power. You have to go back to your power company and buy some more to make up the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this cell itself, if you take a look at it, and if you pick it up and just try to flex it.
Okay. I'm going to hand you the mic so I can get hands on here. So you want me to go ahead and bend this?
Yeah, flex it, certainly.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
What that is,
I didn't do much, and that happened.
It doesn't do that physically because it's in glass, but microscopically it does. When the sunlight bakes on it year after year after year and it gets cold and hot, yes. Starts to expand and contract, little breakage occurs within those lines. And when that happens, the cell heats up and it fails, and then after a period of time, the panel fails, or at best, it starts to lose some power.
Okay.
Now this cell, for example, which is a SunPower cell, if you do the same thing with it, you'll find it will break too at some point, which is...
So right now I'm applying the same amount of force that I did on the
put some more on it, so you can break it.
Okay.
Because it's glass, but you take a look at it, it's all together. So that means on this one, all this power still can get out, so you don't lose any. And again, this is all the pickups away from the sunlight, so it never degrades very, very quickly. This one, for example, when you turn it over, you find out little pieces would still make power, but there's no way for the electricity to get out. So it starts to heat up, and that's why when you look at solar panels that have darker cells in them, some are black, gray, different size, that means those individual cells are beginning to fail.
Wow.
So it's a huge difference between the product, and then again, that's what we're looking for value for our customers. We want to put the very best product we can get on their home.
Yeah, and I just want to say, too, after touching this, there's a major difference just physically to the touch, too. You can feel in regards to the quality, the strength of the cell in itself, just simply the way it's manufactured and made, like you pointed out, that on the conventional cell, you have all the, I'm going to call it wiring. I know it's not the technical term, but the wiring for it's on the front. And then in the back of the SunPower cell, that's where you see kind of the network. And because that's protected, that's where the efficiency and the strength is coming in, right?
Correct. It's a whole copper plate. It's the only solar panel in the world that uses copper. Wow. There's a whole copper plate in the backside and literally thousands of lines for picking up out of tin and zinc, whereas the other ones have a few lines. Which they work. Their efficiency is about 14%, but the SunPower is over 20%, 22%, depending on the panel.
Wow. And in addition to this amazing product, you also happen to be a master dealer. So explain to us, what does that mean? And also give us a little example of your customer service, because I know this is something that's really important to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, a master dealer actually comes from customer service. There's over 520 dealers throughout the world, and there are 18 that are master. We're one of them. And we stay master, and we're invited to the table because of not only our expertise in installation. We do all the VIPs in the Bay Area, for example. We just got off a 125-year-old historical building where they wanted our team to put up the solar for them because they didn't want anybody else to mess up the building. Ooh. So we have that's just the installation part. But the customer service is we want to make sure that our clients understand everything, we take care of them. And SunPower sends out a survey to every single individual that gets installed by a SunPower. And we have the highest, with the top 2, maybe 3 without the world consistently of customer service, which that's what our customers are saying about us and what we've done. We're very, very proud of that. And that's how you become a master dealer. It's a lot of work. You have to go through a lot of training. And all your people we have all our people. We don't use subcontractors. We use in-home employees, and they're very well trained by us as well as SunPower. So that's the master dealer part of it.
And in addition to that great customer service, you also have some great programs too.
We do. We have one right now called Zero My Bill, which simply means that when a customer goes solar with us today, we start paying their bills today, and actually for the first of the month, all the way through until we install them. That way there's no anxiety for them waiting when it's 100 degrees out and their meter's spinning like mad, and they're waiting for us to get to the roof. We can only get there so fast. Our sales are doing very, very well. So we're about 7 weeks out before the time we install. So we just pay everybody's bill. That way they're happy, and it makes it easier for us too.
Yeah. And then you also have a really great advocacy program, right?
We do. We have an advocacy program, which is we give $500 to people who recommend people that would go with us, and they get $500 as well. So we're putting our marketing dollars as much as we can back into the community, into the people. We also have a bus that we've seen here, and we'll have it here next week again. It's really cool, where people who are advocates can get on the bus. They can take it for free for 8 hours. They put groups together. They can go wine tasting, go to the River Cats game, a comedy club, all types of things they're doing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun to celebrate saving money and also reducing your carbon footprint while you do that as well.
Absolutely.
So Ed, where do our viewers go so they can get more information about SunPower by Hooked on Solar?
SunPowerCA.com is our webpage, and that's the best place to get a hold of us.
Great. Ed, thank you so much. Everybody, stick around. We got a lot more to come right here on Sack & Co. after the break.